Bett's speech will be Dr. Jim Anderson. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So Bett's doing actually some tricky speeches. They're from the Specialty Speech Manual, which I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen this manual before. She's doing speech number 2, is Uplift Your Spirit. Quick question, how did she do? Did she uplift your spirit?
Yes.
You sucker.
Inspired.
I mean, how much did she uplift your spirits?
20%.
Would you say 10%? Or is that being a little generous? 2%? I mean, yeah. Could she have gotten up here and talked about dirt, and you would have been up about 2%? Right, okay. Because she didn't talk about something else that you didn't want to. Okay. Would anybody get like uplifted like 100%? You're easy. Okay, all right. So Bett, you did a fantastic job. That was a very good speech. Is that a good thing to say?
Yes.
She was clear. She had good diction. She used great stories. She had some hand gestures. You did all the mechanics correctly. And in fact, I'd actually go a step beyond that and say that was a great inspirational speech from an engineer. Right? Does that sound like a fair thing? If you guys had to give an inspirational speech, you'd sort of do it that way, right? Sort of, right? So you did a good job. So now let's talk about what we can do to take it to the next level. That sound like a good thing? Okay, let's talk about the opening. So remember, the most important part of a speech is the opening. How was Bett's opening? What did she talk about? What did she do to grab your attention right off the bat in her inspirational speech? Gift. Did it grab you? Did it shock you? Did it make you want to hear more?
On the opening, the word that they use is that's the one that grabs the attention.
All right, so it was sort of there, right? I mean, it was there. Okay. And then she went on. Remember the story about the parents in prison? And how did that relate to the rest of the speech? You're not sure, are you? Okay, that just sort of hung there. Okay. Then she went into 2 stories, and the stories were very good. Compliment on that. The very first story, where the lady suddenly became paralyzed, good story, but what was missing from that, because it's an inspirational speech, right, is you got to get us into her shoes more. There has to be anguish. There has to be despair. There has to be so much she wanted to do that now she would not be able to do. And we sort of say, well, bad morning, woke up, you're sort of starting to become paralyzed. Got a hell of a friend, who says, go ahead, give everything away, because it doesn't really matter now. She does it, and then poof, all of a sudden she's magically cured. There's something, there's a yada yada in there, okay? We didn't feel her despair, which is what I think has to happen for us to feel the joy when it actually occurs. The second story, which is about the little girl who gave away her money to the missionary, she didn't get the bird, did she? Because I was waiting for her to get the bird. I was waiting for the guy to come back and say, you brought me out of despair, and by the way, here's a bird. But she didn't get the bird, right? And so, I mean, it's good, but I was waiting for a different point that never happened. So as an audience member, it wasn't quite there for me. Good story, nice story, but not. As an adult, that's fine, but that little girl had to be really disappointed. Okay, yeah, she did a good thing, but she still doesn't have her bird. In fact, she has even farther to go. Change your life, change somebody else's life. That was a nice tie together. Let's talk about the conclusion. What was her powerful conclusion? So she told you to do something. That was her powerful conclusion?
The importance of giving.
Okay. And you were motivated to do that. Why? Because she told you to do it, right? And you're scared of her. Well, that's fantastic. So the conclusion was a conclusion. We knew it was the end, right? But for that powerful, emotional uplift, you have to bring us up, and then you have to push us off the cliff edge. And we were having like a discussion up at the top going, hey, nice cliff, whatever. Hey, should we go back down now? That would be sort of a good thing to do. So you didn't quite take us to the edge there. There was a conclusion, so you get credit for that. But you didn't give us that hey, if you want to be saved, here's what you have to do. If you want to stay out of prison, here's what you have to do. You're going to hell. If you don't want to go to hell, then you have to do this. Do you understand? That would have been a good conclusion. Something along those lines, okay? So overall, well done. Mechanics of the speech were extremely good, well delivered, all that sort of stuff like that. But inspiration is a very hard thing to do. So if you were to give this one again, I would say you got to get into these people's shoes. You have to get us into their shoes. You have to make sure that we feel what they're feeling, and then you got to push us to the next level, which is not an easy thing to do, but you're such a good speaker. I know that you'll be able to do it. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to bring up the evaluator for DeBombs. Second